Welcome back, everybody, to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. If you enjoyed the content in this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel below. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's get into some NBA player props for Thursday, January 26th slate of games. Let's take a look at the leaderboard before we get into tonight's picks. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, I was in a dark place yesterday. Thank you guys for sending those positive vibes. It worked. I got a win yesterday. So I definitely appreciate you guys sending me those in the comments yesterday. It was just a bad day. I threw out LeBron under points, and it did not hit, and the Lakers lost. So it was a double kick in the nuts for me as a Lakers fan. I will say this, on our website, bearsprofitplays.com, we have member NBA player props, and I was 2-0 yesterday. So 3-0 day for me overall. I had Buddy Hield over points on the side, smashed that. And LeBron under points again. I ran it back with him, believe it or not. That hit very easily, so I was really happy about that, guys.
Yeah, Trey, I had Josh Hart under 1.5 turnovers last night on here. He played 9 minutes in the first quarter, was ruled out with hamstring tightness. So we hit on that one. It was nice to be on the right side of a bet like that, taking it under. It didn't seem too bad, just a tweaked handy for him. So I should be back next game, but I was glad to cash in on that. Teats?
You know, I just got done talking about how Domantas Sabonis is such a dominant rebounder, and he is. But it's like the moment I say his name and rebounds, he decides to do the opposite of what I say. He had 6 rebounds at the end of the first quarter, and I was delighted to see that, knowing that the number was 13. And he finished with 2 more rebounds in the next 3 quarters played.
Yikes. But the group play last night did go 1-1. We cashed on Draymond's under threes. He didn't attempt a 3. And then we had Curry over 4.5 threes made. That didn't hit, but some weird things did happen late in that game. He finished with 4, and he was ejected with about a minute left. So he might have gotten it. He might have not gotten it, but it would have been nice to have him late in the game. The refs ejected him for throwing his mouthpiece towards the crowd. I didn't know that was a thing until now. It makes sense. But he threw his mouthpiece because Jordan Poole took his 32-foot jump shot with a fresh play clock up 1 with like a minute left in the game. Not a smart play by him. Curry was asked for the ball. Curry asked for the ball, and he chucked it up. So Curry ran back on defense, threw his mouthpiece, and was ejected for it. So very strange, but Curry needs to keep his emotions in check there, I feel like. And then he has only 1 other ejection in his career, and it was when he threw his mouthpiece again. So maybe he should keep his mouth guard in his mouth. So Warriors won on a Jordan Poole game-winning layup, so he made up for it. But after the game, it was even more weird. In an interview, the reporter said it looked like Steph was asking for the ball, and he was mad at you, which led to him being ejected to you after you took a bad shot late in the game with a fresh play clock, along the lines of that. And you could just feel the awkwardness in that conversation. But fun game overall to watch. Not the best outcome, but 1-1 on group plays. Trey, start us off for tonight.
Yeah, LeBron James would never do that. He knows better. He would never throw his mouthpiece, and that's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's better than Steph Curry. You guys see this? I always work it way back to LeBron here. But for me, I'm just feeling an under today, and I was doing a lot of research. I told you guys yesterday that I'm going to just not do research, and it worked out good for me yesterday, but I just had to do some research. I felt bad. So I'm going to go Tim Hardaway Jr. under on his PRAs at 21.5. I think that is a good play. If you guys watch our channel, you guys know that I love fading role players that are playing in Phoenix because the perimeter defense is good. I guess their defense overall is great, and their crowd is just amazing. Like, if the Suns are rolling at home, it is a very, very tough place to play. But Tim Hardaway Jr. has been a roller coaster this season to bet on. He's been very hard to project, but I think I got this game pegged down. Hardaway hasn't gotten close to this number in his last 4 games in Phoenix when Luka is playing. In those 4 games, he's only averaging 13.3 PRAs. His best game in those 4 games was a 12.4 rebound game, which was still 6 PRAs from this number. So his past 4 games has not been good against Phoenix in Phoenix. And the reason for that is because the Suns have a lot of length on their team, and their perimeter defense is one of the best in the NBA. The Suns defense, I mean, it's their anchor of their team. They love to lean on their defense, and here's some stats for it. They just got CP3 back two games ago, and I think that is a big help for their defense. I'm not quite for sure if it's a good help for their offense, but here are some stats for the Suns defense. They give up the 6th least points per game, allow the 5th least assists per game, the 5th least field goals allowed per game, and the 4th least 3-pointers allowed per game. So they are a stifling defense. I think they're going to make it tough for Tim Hardaway Jr. to have a good night. I think they're going to throw some height on him because he's going to be playing a lot of the 3 guard with Luke at the point and Dinwiddie at the 2. So I think they're going to throw some size at him. Maybe Mikal Bridges for all we know, but I think Bridges will probably be on Luka for most of the game. So maybe that puts Chris Paul on Tim Hardaway, and that will be not a good matchup for him. So give me Tim Hardaway Jr. under his PRAs in a big matchup against the Suns, guys.
Yeah, I like those trends, Trey. I'm going to go with Julius Randle over 2.5 threes versus the Celtics tonight. We will know if this hits in the first 5 minutes of the game. I usually don't like Julius props because he's so hit or miss, but Randle comes out of every game firing away, taking a ton of threes, so I have to take him here with the value of over 2.5. If he's on, we will hit. If he's off, it'll be a sweat late. But Randle in his last 5 games against the Celtics has taken 38 threes. He isn't afraid to let it fly. In his last game, he had 8 against the Cavaliers on 12 threes shot. The Celtics allowed teams to shoot the second most threes in the NBA and are second in allowed made threes per game. So he will get his chances in this game. Boston allows an average of 15.5 made threes per game, and the Cavs allow an average of 11.4. So the matchup is great here after he dropped 8 against the Cavaliers. We just need Randle to have a decent night shooting. Randle on the year is taking 7.8 threes per game, making 2.7 of them, shooting 34.5 from behind the arc. I like my chances here in a good matchup for Randle and what should be a good game down the stretch. So give me Julius Randle over 2.5 threes made tonight. Teats.
Yeah, I like that, especially as someone that always seems to take a Julius Randle play. I like to see him on the board because he is a guy that is very polarizing. He's either going to hit every statistical category you need, or he's not going to show up on the court. I'm going to essentially run it back with another rebounder. Sabonis left a bad taste in my mouth, but I'm not going to give up yet. I'm going with Nikola Vucevic over 12.5 rebounds. Vucevic is also one of those guys that he's very dominant on the glass. When he was with the Magic, he was essentially a walking double-double because the Magic really didn't have a whole lot. So he could get 20 points, 20 boards almost every game he played. In his last 5 games that he's played, he's had 8, 17, 15, 13, 11 as seen on the screen. The last 8 against the Hornets, which is 6 with the Bulls, 2 with the Magic versus the Hornets. He's had 13, 5, 16, 14, 14, 16, 12, 13. Essentially always a double-digit rebounder. Doesn't matter about Mason Plumlee or whoever. He did have a bad matchup a couple games ago against the Hornet where the Hornet blew the Bulls out. But other than that, he's hit this number in 6 of the 8 matchups he's had. So I'm looking for Vucevic, 13, 14 rebounds. Probably going to be a little sweaty down the stretch, but it should be doable.
I like that, Teats. The group play tonight will be Jalen Brunson under 23.5 points. He has never gone over his over points in 9 career games versus the Celtics. And if we go off when he started getting 30-plus minutes per game, he is 0-7 against the Celtics, cashing his over. The most he scored is 22 points against Boston. He's averaging 16.3 points in those 7 games against Boston when he gets 30-plus minutes. Close, but not enough. So we're going to take his under tonight. So for the 4 plays for tonight will be Tim Hardaway Jr. under 21.5 PRAs, Vooch over rebounds, Julius Randle over 2.5 threes, and Jalen Brunson under 23.5 points. And that'll do it, guys, for our NBA player props for January 26th slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. We'll see you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Just want to let everyone know that while we do give out free picks, plays, and predictions on our YouTube channel, we also have a website for you to check out. On our website, bearsprofitplays.com, you can subscribe to the website absolutely free with an email and gain access to our written articles about upcoming sporting events. If you're really looking to make some cash, we have an option to become a member of our website. If you become a member, you will gain access to our locks of the week, which are written articles that go in depth as to why we are picking that particular outcome. As of now, our member plays have been red hot, hitting over 60% of our plays. If you don't want to become a member, it's no sweat. We are here to try and make you guys some money. That's our main goal. So come on over to bearsprofitplays.com and subscribe for free. Check us out, follow our free picks, and see for yourself that our member plays are a great investment for you. Thanks for watching.